Hi, so in this video I will test my assembly program that demonstrate modular programming by pass by reference and pass by value. So I'll try to run this sample run to know if my code works successfully. So by the way, this is my code. This section is just for the input message, like the prompt message, input message, and the formats like string format and integer format. And yes, and for this section is just a input storage, and this section is for the main function, wherein including the menu loop and also the input handler and input validation, and it's also GCD, which is crucial in finding a GCF, a CM, a GCF, the factors, the multiples, and the prime, like the prime, and also for the exit and breaks, errors. So as you can see here, we have modcalc.com ASM. So it's an ASM file, and since our CMD is already on the file directory where our ASM file is located, so let's convert that ASM file into a object file. So let's run nasum. So as you can see here, it works. There's no error. So let's convert this object file into an executable file using GCC. So let's type GCC and the file name, which is the modcalc.object.obj, and convert it to modcalc.executable file. And as you can see here, there's no error, and let's run the executable file. So as you can see here, there's a welcome message. This is Carlo, blah blah blah, and we have an options here with a menu. We have six options here, including the exit. So let's try on the test case 1, input choice 1. There's finding the LCM, and let's input this two-digit numbers. And as you can see here, the output of my code and the output on the sample run matches, so it's correct on finding LCM. So let's try the second test case, which is finding the GCF. So it triggers an input validation, invalid input error. Now let's try if my code triggers a valid input error, and yes, it shows a invalid input message, which is similar to the sample run. So yeah, let's try to input the correct one. So as you can see here, the GCF here is 3, and also the GCF here is 3. So let's try the choice 3, which is the factors. So let's input this number and let's see if it works. So as you can see here, the output on the sample run and the output on my code is so similar, 100% exact. So finding factors is correct. Now let's try to choice 4, which is multiples, finding multiples of the numbers. And yes, let's input these numbers. Yes, and so as you can see here, it works properly. The output matches on the output on the sample run. So let's try this last one. No, I mean the last option, which is 5, and which is finding prime factorization. So as you can see, the output here matches also. So let's try 6. So if 6, so it shows an error, same error on the output, And if we try to input exit or 0, it exits the program. And that's all.